day on Planet Crazy. I'm not sure if I'll be your host, but this is Perspective on Planet Psychopath or something like that. At least there's some pieces of it. That's what we call it. Priscilla's in the background. See, she finally showed herself. So, I think, Fritzy's just tuckered out. She's like, I'm not coming over there. I don't know where she is, but living the life. Who's the one that's the slave here? I think people already asked that. Of course, they're doing energy work on us and all that. Clearing out our crap. Jeez. 7:00 sessions. Shop here. They're just doing a lot of energy, kicking out beings that don't need to be here and so on. It's kind of like a energetic maid service, you can say. Of course, dogs are the same thing. Every animal has some version of it. I'm not sure if crickets do it. I imagine they do. Trees do it to some level. Of course, trees have their own issues. Not that we need to go into that. Okay, it's the higher astral. Not that this is like the, see all, be all, or the higher dimensions, or whatever you want to call it. And you see, it's weird. You see all the, like in some of these tarot card readers that are getting all, I guess they're just pulling into politics and all the event stuff's really, it's like, man, what's up with all the drama? Can't get out of there, can you? It's too, I guess when it pulls in an audience, I don't know, or she just got issues, I don't know. Some people want some kind of clarity and all that, but when you're saying like Elon Musk is the devil, it's like, man, you just lost me. I'm sorry. It's like, he's not perfect, but come on, people. And Trump's the Messiah. It's like, man, what is this? What? Anyway. The LA situation. Well, that comes from the Biden administration. Of course, that's been there for a while. Forever. But I would think whether the Biden situation made it worse. But it just shows that LA is just or California is just a whole nother world. At least the federal government has some. Of course, we're not getting the full story of it, but conspiracies and so on. It's already a war zone, so it's something. I don't know, it's almost like on the edge of hell, you can say, some aspects of it. And the democratic energy there, that's been just let people do whatever they feel like, and it's a mess. Only in America, right? Well, they've had other countries too, but hasn't LA had enough? Apparently not. There's some cleansing, that's the other cleanse. This is just not this is California's year. Of course, it kind of is always, because they have fires and stuff like that, but this is like, it is truly their year. Of course, the economy is not great. Of course, people are on vacation and things like that, so just everything's just kind of quiet to some level. I didn't look at the Trump situation, if that's going. I imagine that's cooled down. I haven't heard anything, so not that matters. But when you're a tarot card, these tarot readers, there's some that look at it from a neutral perspective, but then others that are getting very dramatic, like with the white hats and all that. This just shows there's a lot of you know, they need someone to save them. Hero worship. I mean, this is the same individual that downplayed the hurricane that hit us last year, and it acted like it was no big deal. It's like there's still people that don't have their homes still. I mean their whole house is on their front lawn, and that's been cleaned up, but still, it's still, it's pretty bad still. So, she don't know what she's talking about. It's a crazy person. Yeah, it's just, but they have a huge audience. It's just checked out, mentally just gone, just delusional, and it's just like I say, when you have a huge audience, you just become more and more delusional because you're just giving them more of the. It's like the conspiracy stuff. So it's no different than a conspiracy theory when it gets down to it, especially the hero worship stuff that's going on. Need the false idol situation. Is this world ever going to pull itself out of this? It can. I feel like it's digging itself more in a hole than it is. Well, you just have to let it do its thing. That's what it's here for. It's here to go down the drain. Well, not the World War III drain, but it's very extreme here. And the idea is not to get caught up in all that, which is easy to do, of course. It has some level of it, but to pull yourself out of all the drama, like any of this political stuff, doesn't even matter to you. Does it even, it's just something, especially when you can't focus on themselves, they have to focus on other things like the rest of the world as it burns. So it's not easy focusing on oneself. It's not, even if you're a fancy, popular tarot card reader, you can still be emotionally checked out. Like, yeah, some of them are like, what, celebrities, I guess? And so they're serving humanity, and, since when does humanity ever know what it needs? Most of society's looking at their phone all the time anyway, so. The zombie realm. So, yeah, it's worried about AI and everything. It's like, fuck. A zombie society worried about AI. Sure. Yeah. Sure, what else you got over there? So the higher astral realms obviously have to tap into some version of it. Of course, there's a lot of individuals here going through their internal drama. And a lot of internal conflict that's not the easiest to heal. Of course, you just have to let itself play itself out. You just have to, own it, until you're ready to let it go. Everyone's different, of course. Like the delusional energies, like, I can't get over this is like years ago. Someone actually believed, telling me that things are going to get better in a couple of years. That was like years ago. Of course, that is coming from the same person that's worshiping, what's his name, is talking about when the solar flare comes and everyone's going to get their superpowers. How's that going? So, whatever. Just another mind trick. So, yeah. Either way, you just have to, figure out whatever you gotta figure out. Who knows? Anyway, all right, we're going to the higher astral realms, a version of it, and whatever's for the highest good of what's going on in the world, or whatever it needs to say. So, all right, blessings. Greetings. Yes, we are from the higher realms, 10th, 12th dimension. There are several realms. It doesn't matter, numbers are not important. But it's basically just of course everyone has their own point of view. But basically it's just you It's like you come here kind of like to find yourself, you can say, or define yourself, or to what you want to make out of this world, of what to like. It's like kind of like an sketch. You sketch out what you want here. So you come here with a blank slate to some level, and yeah, you might come in with a lot of difficulties with family, health issues, and so on. But it comes down to it's like, what do you carve out into yourself while you're here? Now you can ignore yourself, which many do. You can connect to the more astral self of you. I mean, really is no. As you get to the higher realms, it's like, well, you can do whatever you want. Okay, you're going to be a criminal mind. Okay. Well, observe and assist you on your journey. You want to be a holy person once you've worshipped. There's consequences, of course, to everything. There's a lot of consequences to that. So if you want to be worshipped by others, you'd be surprised. So when you incarnate here, you are given certain parameters. Some chose a good. Like, I just want to be good here. That's nice to know. That's good. So it's like impossible to be bad, which is a good thing. But then those that's like didn't hit the middle ground. I could be a criminal, or I could be a nice person. I can do both, or something like that. So okay, well that's a tough one because you get addicted to being bad. And so there's different aspects of it, or some would just want to be bad and just lost their minds. And well, the mind can lose itself here, as you can see, and kind of trick the astral realms, and just it's like really go into a layer of darkness here, like very much so. Yes, possession and all those sorts of things. For some, talk about soul exploration. You're exploring yourself, and they get darkness can become an obsession. And it's difficult to release it. Of course, you can become a high as a kite here also. But you also get addicted to that, where just you're not seeing reality for what it is. So you can get too dark or too light. I mean, there's not too much, but you can get the middle ground is not perfect, but it helps. Just that's what they call it, the neutral energy. And you have not perfect, but you're not getting swayed to one or the other, kind of staying in the middle to see how it's all works. And yes, you can talk to crazies and all that, but you're not there to judge. And but do as you wish, of course. But some incarnate here truly define their dark side, and it's kind of like playing in the mud, literally. And yes, you connect to some. You're supposed to. You have some kind of contract with someone's like, hey, how's it going? You want to connect? It's like, no, I'm having too much fun in my own little misery, my realm of nonsense, and they can kick you out. Well, because you can distort their they create a reality for themselves. It's completely distorted. You're just there to rain on their parade. It's like they can't have that. Can't poke holes in their demoted, demonic, whatever you call it, we would say demonic layer, whatever it is. And it's just, once again, you'd be surprised how there are higher dimensional beings that want the best for you. And yes, they can pull you out of situations if you want to be pulled out. Others like, just keep me in hell, I'll be okay. I guess. As the soul grows, yes, of course, but it's also some just like being in the lower frequencies. They don't want to leave. And of course, always different definitions of that. And of course, a lot of the religions are extremely judgy. Of course, it can get judgy to some level, especially when the psychotic energy gets kind of old after a while. But yeah, the idea is to disconnect from judgment and just to be what must be and be yourself. And the more that you're kind of like a ball, or what is it called, like a roly poly. Sounds strange, but I have to look that up and see what that even is. But it's kind of just coming here to kind of roll around in reality, basically. And obviously, some have agendas. And yes, many do connect to a darker aspect of themselves and learn something about themselves and just take that another path. Instead of going to a lighter path, take a darker path, and so on, but say they're good, and so on. But there's many that are getting a lot of karma for, yes, misusing spiritual modalities and that are on a spiritual, like, teacher level. Some are just still figuring this all out. There are others that are there to slow people down in their progress and doing it in a sneaky way. In a way we feel like you are evolving, and technically you are, but it also kind of closes you down from your open-mindedness to see how much more there is to yourself beyond this propaganda spiritual thinking. So basically, trying to find your highest good. It's not always. Some are not. Some have been programmed not to find it, like mental roadblocks. So this is all just stuff people probably don't care about or understand, or even, they don't. Whatever. The idea is to break through all mental blocks and to connect to who you think you should be, or what you feel you need to connect to, what you need to. It's like a higher grade of yourself currently, which is happening for many. So then there are some that feel like they're connected to a higher grade themselves, but it's the muddy version. It's they come to this world to live in this world, and the only way to do that is to be part of it. And the icky side of it. And so be it. But yeah, many of you are not here. It's like, yeah, that's great. It's kind of like a playpen in some regard, adult version of it. And yes, you can step on a higher, it's on a more higher level of consciousness, or what others are not so much into that. I think some are not quite. Some cannot reach a higher level of themselves yet. Yes, you have to go through, but others can. But they just like indulging in darkness, not full darkness, but enough. It's just like it's just a part of the pool that's muck or dirty, whatever you want to call it. And so it was like, okay, I've been there already. I'll be in more of the hot springs if you need me. I'll be in the hot springs. It's not perfect, but it's nice here. If you want to swim out in the muck, go right ahead. Do so. Once again, many are there in the mucky side because they haven't quite figured out how to get out of it yet. That's one thing. But there are many that are holding on to the muckness of their existence. So, but for the higher dimensional energies, though, you still have to learn from all aspects of reality if you want to. And that's part of this world, but also here to help elevate others to find a better side of themselves. So of course, entirely up to them. They don't have to find it. And just keep moving forward on your path and not to get concerned to save the world. It's more like it's good to add some more detail to your own existence, your own etching, your own existence overall, to add fulfillment or whatever color, whatever it is that you need to do while you're here. Because when you leave here, it's hard to add anything else when you're no longer in your body. You don't have to go travel all over the place either. Sometimes where you are, it has everything that you need. Sometimes people are traveling to where you are to get away. You're already there. So, but yeah, it is nice to have a different setting every now and then. But either way, so you energies blessings.